Hello there, you're now with me, Hari Zainuddin for TVS News at 5. Now let's begin with our top stories for today. There are no cases of the foot and mouth disease, FMD, involving local cattle and goats in Sarawak so far. This was ensured by the Minister of Agriculture, Modernisation and Regional Development of Sarawak, Dato Sri Dr. Stephen Rundi Utom. In addition, Sarawak has banned the import of cattle from Indonesia following the detection of the disease in West Kalimantan.
Therefore, Dr. Rundi reiterated that Sarawak is still free of the disease and the animals sacrificed are healthy as well as disease-free. Meanwhile, Dr. Rundi also assured that the supply of cows for Hari Raya AIDILADHA in Sarawak, which falls on July 10th, is adequate. He added that Sarawak needs about 2,000 cows every year. He also reminded that as long as the sacrificial animals are placed in the mosque, surau or village, their welfare shall be taken care of, such as given adequate food and drink, and ensure the heifer is not pregnant.
Now, Sarawak welcomes investors from Singapore in modernizing its agriculture sector amidst the current global food supply disruptions.
In a statement issued on Friday, Singapore is welcome to take advantage of the available resources and incentives that Sarawak provides to ensure a win-win transformation of Sarawak's traditional farming community into agripreneurs. Dr. Rundi said the state government encourages local farmers to adapt to changes and new technologies. According to the Sarawak Trade and Tourism Office Singapore or STATOS, the Sarawak state government had recently signed a Memorandum of Understanding MOU with Singapore Sky Urban Solutions Holding Private Limited to develop modern agricultural projects within the state. The MOU was signed on July 4, 2022 through its government agency, the Sarawak Land Development Board. STATOS is an initiative of the Sarawak state government to strengthen and develop new trade, investment and tourism linkages between Singapore, Sarawak and internationally. It also said that Sky Urban's modern farming is a relatively new and high-density approach to profitable and reliable farming. Widely recognized as a pioneer and leading developer of vertical farming technology, Sky Urban's patented farming system has both local and international design awards and is also a major player in Singapore's quest to increase local food supplies. It also noted that Sarawak needs investors in the agricultural sector, including aquaculture and livestock farming.
Now, BIRO WANITA or women bureaus are useful institutions for women in longhouses. Now, Betong Member of Parliament Dato Robert Lawson CHUAT said there are the platforms to sow and nurture the seed of cohesiveness, strong ties and cooperation.
CHUAT said they are also the most appropriate mediums for the exchange of ideas and knowledge, which can contribute toward better housekeeping skills and a better standard of living. CHUAT said this when representing Deputy Premier Dato Amar Douglas Uga to officiate at the formation of a BIRO WANITA at R.H. Simon Boniface in Babu Dalit near Betong today. He added that such bureaus were very active in preserving and promoting cultural skills. He ensured that the government will do its part to offer assistance if needed. There are currently a woman bureau each in all 94 longhouses in the Bukit Saban constituency. Meanwhile, touching on politics, he said Sarawak was a very stable state now under the GPS administration. He said GPS is hopeful of winning 28 of the 31 seats to be contested in the 15th general election.
Welcome back to News at 5. Following the encouraging gross domestic product growth of 5% in the first quarter, the country's economy is expected to have continued to strengthen in the second quarter of this year. Finance Minister Tengku Datuk Sri Zafrul Tengku Abdul Aziz said this includes continued improvement in wholesale and retail trade.
Adding further, the finance minister said the economy is gradually improving and has started to expand based on various indicators for May 2022. As such, to accelerate the recovery momentum, the Ministry of Finance has kick-started engagement sessions in an effort to establish measures that take into account the needs of various stakeholders. Based on the latest developments, he said, the country is set to achieve the forecast growth of 5.3% to 6.3% in 2022, in line with the projections made by the International Monetary Fund and World Bank. Meanwhile, among the May 2022 indicators that pointed to an improvement in the country's economy was a drop in the number of unemployed people to 637,700 from 649,300 in the preceding month, with the national unemployment rate remaining at 3.9%. As such, he noted that the labor market recovery continued to stabilize in May 2022 in tandem with a higher demand for goods and services.
Now on to some global updates. A motorcade thought to be carrying the body of former Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe, who was recently assassinated, left a hospital in Nara early on Saturday, June 9. Local Japanese media reported that the motorcade is thought to be heading for his Tokyo residence.
Abe's wife Aki was seated in one of the vehicles that left Nara Medical University Hospital, where he was treated after being fatally gunned down on Friday, July 8, by a 41-year-old man. Abe had been taken to the hospital in cardiopulmonary arrest and showed no vital signs. He was declared dead at 5:03 p.m., having bled to death from deep wounds to the heart and the right side of his neck. Meanwhile, following Shinzo Abe's assassination, many Japanese people say they are shocked and concerned about public security during the upcoming House of Councillors election in July. The longest-serving Prime Minister for Japan was shot in public by a gunman during a speech in the western city of Nara when campaigning for his Liberal Democratic Party in Sunday's upper house election. Abe, 67, fell to the ground and was seen bleeding after he was shot from behind at 11:30 local time.
よく選挙の演説今渋谷でやってるのを見て、いやもうそこら辺でも本当にいつ誰かがその候補者を狙ってるかもしれないっていう状況だなっていうのを感じるので、すごい怖い気持ち。
怖いと思いました。日本も安全な国ではないなってすごく思いました。普通にもしかしたら自分も巻き込まれてたかもしれないと思って、とても恐ろしい事件だと思います。
今回の事件でやっぱり選挙に参加した時にやっぱ怖さとかがあるんで、ちょっと行きづらくなっちゃうかなって選挙に。
Abe's funeral is scheduled for July 12, said the report of Tokyo Broadcasting System late on Friday. Nara police said at a press conference on Friday that the gunman Tetsuya Yamagami, who is unemployed, got to know Abe's schedule from the internet on Thursday night and took a tram to the scene on Friday morning. Tetsuya Yamagami, an ex-maritime self-defense force officer, shot Shinzo Abe with a handmade gun measuring 40 centimeters long and 20 centimeters wide. Further police investigation found more handmade guns and explosives discovered at the suspect's home.
Now wrapping up News at 5, Tesla Inc. CEO Elon Musk has announced that he is terminating his $44 billion deal for Twitter, saying that the social media company had failed to provide information about fake accounts on the platform. And following this decision, shares of Twitter fell 6% in extended trading.
In a filing, Musk's lawyer said Twitter had failed or refused to respond to multiple requests for information on fake or spam accounts on the platform, which is fundamental to the company's business performance. Moss had threatened to hold the deal unless the company showed proof that spam and bot accounts were fewer than 5% of users who see advertising on the social media service. Last month, Twitter allowed Moss access to its Firehose, a repository of raw data on hundreds of millions of daily tweets. Twitter's board chair Brett Taylor said the company is committed to closing the deal on the price and terms agreed upon with Musk and plans to pursue legal action to enforce the merger agreement. On his official Twitter account, he said Twitter will pursue legal action against Musk and are confident that they will prevail in the Delaware Court of Chancery. In April, Elon Musk announced the $44 billion acquisition of Twitter. However, the deal was put on hold, pending details on the number of the social platform spam and fake accounts which Twitter has failed to give.
See the world closer with TVS as we bring you the latest news updates both locally and internationally. Just a click away by heading onto our website at www.tvstv.my or follow us on our social media platforms. That's all the time that we have for TVS News at 5. I'm Hari Zainuddin. It's been a pleasure.